Hey my little party animals, hiphiprenee here today with a brand new speed furnish for you. That's right, a speed furnish. This is not a full house build. This is actually a very last minute collab with one of my super good friends, JosieGem. I am so excited to be furnishing this house for her. Basically what happened is Josie created this house for a collab with another simmer, and just, you know, things happen, things come up, and their collab fell through. But she had already built this beautiful house and, you know, wanted to be able to use it and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I know you're feeling a little down about your collab not quite working out. If you want, I'm free right now and I would be super happy to go in and just furnish this house for you. I can definitely do that. I can get it done right now. We can post it in a day or two and just, you know, make this happen. So that way you're not, you know, just losing out on this house basically and losing out on this collab. So she did agree and I went in and downloaded the house. I had not seen the house prior to agreeing to do this collab. And when I went in to look at it, I was like, holy crap on a stick. Like, I love this house. And it was so funny because she was like, you know, I went really simplistic with this. It's nothing super crazy. It's not over the top. It's, you know, not like a typical build for me. It's pretty small. I don't know what the heck she was talking about because this build is great. Like, I love a good, just simple, here is a suburban house and, you know, just decorate it and it looks nice. It looks great. I love everything about this. The layout is super fun. It's very interesting. It's not a layout that I would have come up with on my own. The landscaping outside, guys, like wait until you see the screenshots of the actual house. It's amazing. It's like so perfectly done. Everything is like perfectly groomed and manicured. And I'm super, super into this build. So I'm really excited to be doing this collab with JosieGem. Now that we've done this again, we have collabed before, but we were kind of talking and we were like, all right, we got to do like a real collab together because this was just like super last minute. Hey, Josie, I have some time. Let me get this build done for you. So keep your eyes open. In the future, JosieGem and I are definitely going to be doing another collab together. But until the next one, this one can tide you over. So I started off with the kitchen over here, and I did end up kind of tucking it over into the right side. Josie did have a few bits and bobs of furniture lying around when I first got into this house, and I asked her, I reached out to her, I was like, is it okay if I just like delete everything? I just want to delete everything and start fresh. And she was like, yeah, no, it's totally fine. You do you on this build. Do whatever you need to do. So I did delete everything. She originally had the kitchen in this little area just as you walk in the house. And I do love walking into a kitchen, but I thought it might be just a little bit, you know, more on the make sense side for me to have a living room as you walk in and give myself a little bit more space for the kitchen and dining area. I wanted to make sure that I was fitting in a full living room, a full dining area, a full kitchen, all that kind of stuff. And I really like what I did with the kitchen counters because Josie did place these windows very low to the ground, which I love. I think it looks great from the outside of the house, but from the inside, placing cabinets and things like that, I don't really like to be covering up too many things. So I decided to just not put cabinets where the windows were and kind of throw in the trash can and that little lamp and all that kind of stuff. I thought that was a kind of a clever idea. And then she had this little bump out on the side over here that's just like this really teeny tiny room, and I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. And I was like, well, what would you have next to a living room? And my first immediate thought was to put a little library there, but I was like, I don't really want to do that. It seems very typical. So I thought it might be kind of cool to put an art room over there. So I ended up putting a few easels, a few little paintings up on the wall that looks like the Sims may have done them. And then, of course, the little paint trays and the little paint rug to go on the floor. I think that's a super cute room. Normally, I would have left something like that entirely open and not done it as a separate room. And that's really why I like doing collabs, because you see things that, you know, other people do that you wouldn't normally do in your own builds. And I told her already, I was like, I'm stealing all of your landscaping ideas from this. I'm stealing your layout idea from this. She did end up putting the master bedroom on the first floor, which is something that is pretty, I would say, decently common in houses around my area. The house that Rob and I actually live in was advertised as having a first floor master bedroom. And we actually took the quote-unquote first floor master bedroom, and it's our office because I wanted my bedroom to be upstairs. I don't know, I feel like if I didn't put my bedroom upstairs, I would have no reason to go upstairs, and my house would essentially just turn into a one-floor house, and I would just have an upstairs that I wouldn't even use. So we did turn our downstairs master into an office, but I did keep it as a master bedroom in this particular build. I did end up keeping all of the colors she had already put in here as well, because like I said, she did have a few little bits of furniture lying around. She had already painted all of the walls and put down all the flooring and everything like that, and I really liked her color choices. I really enjoy sometimes, depending on the house, with super suburban houses like this, I feel like it makes sense. I really liked how every single wall in the house was the same color. Because if you're selling your house or you have just built a house that you are planning on selling or moving into, chances are the contractor or whoever's doing this is going to put either all of the same color on the walls or just all neutral colors, because it's easier to sell a house that way. I don't know how many of you watch like House Hunters or Fixer Upper, really any of those like house buying TV kind of shows, but one of the things that you'll notice in a lot of those shows is people complaining about paint colors, and they go into a house, and one of the reasons why they say they don't want to buy a house is because, oh my God, this orange wall in the kitchen is really horrible. Like, they act like paint doesn't exist. So as a contractor, it really does make more sense to just keep the paint the same and neutral all the way through the house. So I thought, maybe this is a newer construction kind of house. The Sims that moved in here, maybe they haven't painted yet, or they moved in and they liked the paint color, so they didn't end up wanting to change it. And honestly, it made my life a little bit easier as far as matching to the rest of the house. So I'm excited that I kept the paint color. I think it looks pretty cool. And then upstairs, we have another one of these bump outs. So this bump out is actually on top of the master bathroom that is downstairs, and that's where I decided to do the little library area. So I ended up just putting 2 chairs in there, a few bookshelves, and it's just a nice little seating area for your Sims to be able to kind of sit, gather their thoughts. The thing that I will say is there is only one computer in this house, and it is in the child's bedroom. I did not actually fit or put an office into this house as much as I wanted to. It didn't happen. So what I did is when I did this children's room that we are currently working on, is I ended up giving them a laptop. So, your Sim can walk around and use that kind of wherever they want. So it's not really super necessary to have an office. I'm sure if you did download this house, you can download the slightly less furnished version from JosieGem, or you can download this more furnished version from my gallery. You could, of course, find somewhere to add an office. Honestly, even that upstairs hallway, there is tons of space there. You could definitely make an office fit into there if you wanted to. And then moving into this bathroom right here, this bathroom is a Jack and Jill bathroom, so it actually connects from the child's bedroom over to the other bedroom, which, again, I wasn't sure. I went into this with like 2 seconds notice, and I did not really have a plan. I just kind of went in and furnished it however I felt it looked good at the time, which is not something that I typically do. Usually I have a plan when I go in, but I don't know. I think this turned out really great, so I am pretty happy that I went in with just no plans whatsoever. But this bedroom over here, I kind of, was like, maybe I make it a teenager's bedroom, and I was like, I always do a kid's bedroom, a teenager's bedroom, and a master bedroom. Like, that's my style. That's how I work. So I figured, you know what, let's just make this a guest bedroom. And, if the child has a friend sleep over, maybe they can stay in the guest room. Maybe they do have a teenager and they are just off to college. Hopefully we'll get university someday and make that a reality. But I figured, let's just decorate this room and make it look nice and pretty and how I want it to look without having to take a specific Sim into account for this particular room. But I mean, this is basically the build, guys. I go outside and I do a little bit as far as just, you know, adding some seating areas and some outdoor activities. I do end up putting in a swing set for the kids as well as the monkey bars. There are some planter pots out there as well, but I didn't go super crazy with the exterior because, again, I was so impressed with how nicely landscaped this was. Like, it's just so pretty. I didn't want to be putting down a ton of things outside because it really just feels like, you know, they just moved into this house and quite haven't had the time to be able to put everything together. Like, look at this house, guys. It's beautiful. It's immaculate. I love Josie. Thank you so much, Josie, for letting me work on this build with you, especially at the last minute. I am sure that you're happy you are actually getting a finished house here, so that's pretty exciting. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up down below. If you're new here or you're not new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you get notifications every single time I post a new video. I will unfortunately not be back with you guys today for Friday favorites. As an aside, unfortunately, one of my pet rats passed away last night. We found him this morning. So it's been a pretty rough morning. I did want to make sure I got this out for JosieGem. I did not want to flake on our collab, but I think I am going to push Friday favorites out and we will do this version of Friday favorites next Friday. So I apologize for that. I will be back tomorrow with the Birthstone Legacy Challenge, but this will be your only video from me today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.